I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Open up my eyes! I never misspelled anything! Not one time! One time!
Jaws 3. This movie is shit. It was originally in 3D, released in 1983 during a very weird period where Hollywood decided to make a lot of horror films in 3D, like Friday the 13th Part 3 and Amityville Part 3, and Jaws 3D. But for the very first time, we are actually able to see this movie in 3D.
Yeah. Oh, seriously, that looks good.
I know.
Look at that coral.
That actually looks really good.
It looks so cheesy in 2D, but it looks normal right there.
I know. It's like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be.
Now it's starting to come out your face, though.
Yeah.
For years, I watched this as a kid and wondered, like, what is with all these weird shots of, like, the shark coming at the screen and all these elongated takes of things, like, pointing at you. Now that we have the Blu-ray, we were actually able to watch it in 3D for the first time today. This is my friend, Matthew Brando. You may remember him from the review The Other Side of the Door. How are you today, sir?
Always a pleasure meeting a Jedi.
So, Matt, do you have any memories with Jaws 3? Because for me, it's kind of a guilty pleasure. It's shit. The movie's bad, but it's not Jaws the Revenge bad.
Right. I remember growing up as a kid, and I actually liked the concept, and I thought it was a decent film, like 6 out of 10-ish, maybe. And you always watched it, because as a kid, you loved Jaws, as you did. As an adult, it kind of gets worse and worse every time you watch it. It's really sad, though, because Jaws is like an Indiana Jones, it's a Jurassic Park, it's a Star Wars thing. You grew up with it, and it was so good. And it really stinks that the sequels, they just kind of just fall off every time you watch them.
Yeah, each sequel got consecutively worse. 3 was always kind of like, for me, like you said, it was a good concept. They had an idea, a shark loose in SeaWorld. There could be so many things that could come about. I think when we were watching it, we were drawing comparisons to Jurassic Park. There's a similar feeling with Louis Gossett Jr. running around trying to be, you called him the Hammond of the movie. I think it got lost in the whole gimmick of trying to create this 3D film, which, for strange reasons, was actually the best part of watching the Blu-ray. Because for my entire life, I've watched Jaws 3. And I know it's not the greatest movie, but when I was a kid, it was kind of a thing for me. Like, I liked all the Jaws movies.
Yeah, me too.
Even 4, when I was like very young, there was parts of me that knew it was terrible, but I still wanted to see the shark parts.
Yeah, I mean, I still went to like Target with Mom, and then the DVD of Jaws 4 was like, I have to buy it because it's Jaws.
Exactly. So Jaws 3 for me when I was a kid was a big thing. It was on TV. I remember I recorded it onto VHS tape. My parents were going to be working really late that night. I got home from school, I ordered some pizza, and I watched Jaws 3, and it was like a great thing for me. All these years later, being able to actually see some of the shots that were, for whatever reason, on the screen for so long when you were a kid, like when they pull the blanket away and you see the dead body. They leave that shot for so long in the movie, and for forever I was always like, why do they keep focusing on this damn shot? Seeing it actually in 3D was rather amazing.
Yeah, you really marked out when when the blanket revealed and... I actually really love 3D. Not just at the theater, but if I owned a TV, I watched my 3D movies. I like the experience when it's done right. When it's done shittily, like, say, Wrath of the Titans type of deal.
Right.
No. But I really love 3D. And really watching this film, I actually kind of liked it. My opinion, I really like the underwater stuff. I really like the sunsets, too. But for some reason, it looks so real underwater.
One of the things I noticed seeing it in HD for the first time is there is an absurd amount of ADR in this movie. Audio dubbing, voices that were not there, people talk when their lips aren't moving, people's lips move and nothing comes out. Like, there's so much. It's almost like the entire film was post-ADR.
Come on, paddle. My hand. Let's go out to the center. I sure hope this was worth it.
For me, one of the biggest things I hate about Jaws 3 is that the shark moments are terrible. It looks so fake. The shark works still in Jaws, and mostly in Jaws too. The shark in this movie is 35 feet long. It's basically a monster. You know, this giant thing is like swimming backwards and bumping things with its tail fin and like breaking through metal cages with its tail.
The reason why Jaws, in my opinion, works so well is because that shark Bruce broke down so much, and we get more of the characters. And Spielberg really relied on those guys and their interactions and the plot of itself rather than show the shark and the shark's moments. I think that's the biggest reason why Jaws, every sequel gets worse and worse and worse. They kind of don't care about that. They don't care about the characters. Like, my opinion, the characters in this movie suck.
They're bad.
They suck so bad. You don't root on anybody.
No.
It's actually really sad. It's like a 180 compared to the first film. Where you're just like, wow, I love all. It's like your family or something. You have a crazy uncle and it's your dad. It's great. Every single sequel just gets worse and worse with that. They just don't care about the characters. I don't know if it's the writing or Universal.
Well, speaking of the writing, I think you had mentioned to me that the original script was actually pretty good. Like, what are some of the big differences between the original script and the actual theatrical Jaws 3?
Yeah, real quick before I dive into it, my head is melting because I read this script like 3 years ago-ish, and I just like re-skimmed it before we watched it, before I came over to your place. And my brain, after I watched the film and it ended, it was just melted because of how decent the script was. The script's probably like a 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
It was actually pretty decent. And I actually have my notes here. There are so many like differences. Like, for example, we just talked characters. Let's talk about characters from the script compared to the movie. In the script, there's actually some like decent, funny one-liners. Like, there's so many attempts at humor for this movie. It just kind of failed. I maybe laughed once. And
it was like a brief chuckle.
Yeah, and that was actually an intentional joke. We've laughed at tons of other jokes that were unintentional.
Right.
Those 3 teenagers that go in the underwater kingdom, whatever it's called, they actually were fleshed out a little bit more. Like, they have a lot of dialogue, like, oh, that guy that squid looks like a boyfriend I had, sex with last night or whatever. I was just like, wow, okay.
So they removed a ton of stuff then.
I don't know if they replaced it or they just completely cut it. There's a couple sequences in like the third act or later in the second act where they were trying to catch Mama Shark with a net. And that they removed that, and then I think they replaced the whole ordeal. They're supposed to have a little like chase with Mike underwater and with Kay underwater, and then Mama Shark was like chasing them into it, and then Mike's in a cave and she's trying to attack him in the cave, and then it goes into the final control room, and then so it felt right. It felt more natural and real in the script. It was like, oh my god, over the top type of deal when they goes into the control room, rather than it kind of felt like cheesy or forced in the movie.
It did. In the movie, it was really obvious that it was just trying to be a 3D effect. Like, here's the big part where the shark, and it's like this non-moving image. You can see the white circle around it, like in the old original Star Wars cuts, you could see the white circles around the TIE fighters, and now you can see the white circle around Jaws as he very, very slowly approaches this glass, and at the end he goes, and opens his mouth briefly.
Yeah, they couldn't animate the tail moving.
No, nothing. Just... It did look cooler in 3D, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, the opening titles looked amazing in 3D. The director of this movie, Joe Alves, or however you pronounce his name, I guess has been going around actually trying to do little revival screenings of this movie because it's the only film he's ever directed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been doing 3D screenings of this movie, and a lot of people were like, the movie isn't that great, but in 3D, it has, like, a meaning. It has a purpose of some kind. I can say that I never liked Jaws 3, and I still don't like Jaws 3, but I do like it just a tad bit more when I can watch it in 3D, and it kind of becomes like this trashy, guilty pleasure 3D gimmick movie that's just there to just be trash gimmick things thrown at your face and laugh. Like the shot in the beginning where the one dude, the beefy guy dies, and his arm is like coming right at the screen with these 2 bones like sticking right out.
Like,
that was pretty great, actually. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
There was stuff like that where I can see if I was in the audience in 1983, I would have been like, whoa, that's cool, and I might have like squeezed my date's arm or something and gotten excited or whatever. But like, watching that movie for the past 20 years of my life, because I saw it probably when I was like 7 for the first time, 7, 8 years old, I have always been like, what is with all of these shitty shots and these crappy effects and everything? And now you can actually kind of see what he was going for, but the film still sucks because, like you said, the characters, they just don't have anything for them as characters. The romance is set up in, like, really one shot where he's like, I think I got a call, we're going to go overseas. And she's like, oh, that's a long time. And they try to give you something,
Yeah.
They try to give him something. And then the idea of a shark being loose in SeaWorld is so cool.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff you could do.
That's why you liked it so much as a kid.
Yeah, it was like, whoa, this would be amazing.
Yeah, actually, you pointed out, what is it called when they show footage of something else in the movie? I forget. But they did that. Like, they filmed in, like, Australia or something. A great white just swimming.
Stock footage?
Stock footage.
Yeah.
You noticed it first. It was just, like, swimming so fast.
Yeah.
And I've seen this movie at least, like, 10 times since I was a kid. And I never noticed it. And then when it's in, like, the little tunnel or whatever, it's like...
It was this kind of... It was almost like it was drugged. It was just... There are shots where it's artificially sped up, like in post. And then there are shots, like, where it's following the people on the jet ski. And it's like as fast as a freaking cheetah or something.
It was going at least 50 miles an hour. It comes up. The script has a lot of really terrifying imagery. And right there at that moment, they have like I don't know if they have like a bird's eye view of the camera, but they have the skiers, and one of them turns back. It's like a dude, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And then it's like a above camera angle, and you can see like this shadow. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. You can see a big ass shadow right underneath them.
That'd be cool.
So much cool shit like that was cut. Like you were talking about characters just a minute ago. How this movie was set up from script versus the actual film. Like Sean shows up at an airport, and Mike and Kay go to the airport. He just randomly shows up at SeaWorld. Oh, there's Sean, and everything you saw.
My brother, the cowboy.
So pretty much, yeah. So pretty much, then on like the bar scene with the fucking stupid.
The standoff game?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that?
I have never seen that in my life. Maybe it's a 70s or 80s thing.
It must be like if you're drunk, it'd be hard to do. Like, because in real life, I'm like, how is it going like this, but with like a very small woman supposed to be like the big problem?
All that shit, and then them like swimming in the lagoon, the coral divers that get eaten, that's not in the script at all. That was all like gone. It's a completely different pace. Yeah.
Because that whole shit could just be gone.
Exactly. That's why.
Here's these guys are going to pay us some money for all this coral. Oh, this is the good stuff here. They swim and then like
Miami.
You just see the raft go. Whoosh. I'm like, okay, it's a shark moment. I think they were trying to make like in the first one where the guys have, this is my wife's holiday roast, and then they stick the roast, and then they're like, swim, take my word for it, don't look back, swim, swim, Charlie.
It might have been like a pacing thing for like people like, I want to see a shark attack. Where's the shark attack?
Maybe, yeah.
Like, oh, I guess we'll put one in here. Also, some coral reef divers. But in all seriousness, the script Mike versus the movie Mike. The Mike in this script was actually like pretty much the same as the movie. He wasn't too scared of the water like Sean was. But when he goes in the submarine, Mike kind of just starts like freaking out. He's like, I don't like this. I don't like the water. And right when that shark comes, there's like insert cuts of like from Jaws 1 when he's in shock and the shark goes right by him. There's a lot of cool shit like that in the script.
Okay.
Gone. Fucking gone. I don't know what. I don't know. Universal. I don't know why you chose to take a great film like this one, a 10 out of 10, and then Jaws 2, they had actually some really cool script elements I think you know of, like including the mafia and like Amity's like deserted and there's like no businesses left. And then a shark comes and attacks for Jaws 2. Completely gone. They decided to dub down the script and then dubbing down again the movie and the audience thinking we're stupid or something. I want to see great films like that. I want to see a petrified Mike in Jaws 3. He has to overcome this fear of sharks.
And that would be a lot better. I think it really is one of those situations, like you said, where they're trying to dumb something down. Because honestly, when I watch Jaws 3, I don't see Dennis Quaid and think, that's the little kid from Jaws. I don't even think that in my head. Yeah. Even though it's supposed to be the same character.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's the same person because the film does absolutely nothing to connect them. And the one part where he's talking about his brother, he moved to Colorado because he's afraid of the ocean. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, all those shark attacks from before,
I told you about that. That one time I'm not even bothered with it anymore.
That time where I witnessed a murder.
Hey, fellas, what are you doing over there? That's not how you do it. You gotta do it the other way. I'm oblivious to the fin behind me.
Such a great moment, and for whatever reason, when I watch Jaws 3, I never think that's the kid, because, like you said, the script tried to connect the two moments. Yeah. Some childhood fear, trauma.
Yeah,
it's never
not just that, but they also have a picture of Chief Brody. He's, like, older, and he's got, like, this, kind of like a haircut like mine, like a GI cut. And like, yeah, this dad, dad wants you to come to Amy to get married and stuff. It's like, that really cool. Yeah, dude, there's so much, this pisses me off.
So Universal or whoever made a choice, with Jaws 3, and they decided to take it in a very gimmicky 3D route because at the time it was kind of becoming popular to do that with horror movies for a while. So I think they were trying to cash in on it kind of, and also the Jaws name.
Appropriate that you say that. I feel like every film from Jaws 2, 3, 4, going down, it feels like more like a Jason movie or like this, like a slasher shark film. Joe Alves, if you're watching this, email this guy, and I want that answer. What the fuck happened to that? That was good.
Tell us about Jaws 3. The script had some interesting moments. The movie itself is total shit. The characters are awful. But for me, especially watching it in 3D today, it has a very trashy, guilty pleasure vibe to it where you can sort of just watch it and laugh. Unlike Jaws the Revenge, which is painfully boring and horrible in every way.
Ellen, don't you want to go over here? Where are you going? You got to go outside some more. Tina!
Oh my god.
I want to go on the banana boat, Nana.
I'm having psychic visions of a shark. It's coming near me. I know it is. Fucking Jaws.
You know what they need to do for Jaws 5? Lorraine Gary dies. All right, then we have the funeral, and then Mike's like, she died of fear.
Matt, thank you very much for being in this video. I appreciate it. Maybe if you want, we can join together and even talk about Jaws 2, perhaps. Because a movie called The Shallows is coming out with Blake Lively, a shark film. And I thought,
Come here.
yeah, that'd be fine. That would be nice.
Then that's, come on, Blake.
I like the sex.
I like your butt in the trailer.
I figured since The Shallows is coming out, big shark movie, I've already reviewed Jaws and Jaws the Revenge in Hilariocity form. Why not fill in the gaps and review the other Jaws films I haven't reviewed? So there is our review of Jaws 3. Jaws 2 will be coming up before The Shallows comes out, hopefully. If not, a little bit after. I'm very busy with reviews right now. I'm also working on reviews for The Bourne Identity, Supremacy, and Ultimatum. So that's all going to be coming to you very soon. Where can they find you, Matt?
You can look me up on the YouTubes, Matt Brando. You can see this stuff behind me. I reviewed that stuff. And if you watch my stuff, I can buy the really expensive shark from San Diego Comic-Con 2015. It's like $100. It comes with bloodied Quint and a bloodied shark with a machete. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, watch my stuff.
Check it out. The link is in the description. Give him a sub. He is worth it. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, guys. I'll be back very soon with a review for Jaws 2. You guys are the best. And as always, if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.